back to JB Sports. I'm your host, Jonathan Burton, and we are back after a long, long time. Sorry it's been so long. Got a lot of radio stuff, school's messy, but for the first time back, I have a very special guest, a very avid Bucs fan. He goes on radio to talk about it. My friend Turner Baker.
Thanks for
So,
having me.
of course, thank you so much for coming on. So, as we know, free agency just started, new league year tomorrow, but all the legal tampering period, the hoo-ha, whatever they call it, has started, and a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of trading stuff has happened. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, we'll start on your Bucks. I remember a distinct message from you about a certain player. Your one of your lifelong players. Hate to start on this, but Mike Evans did not return to the Buccaneers. He signed with the 49ers on a 3-year, $60.4 million deal. And it said that you guys sent him an offer, but he just wanted a new challenge and fresh opportunity. I just want to see what you thought about that as a Bucs fan.
Yeah, as a Bucks fan, it's a sad day in Tampa Bay.
Mm.
It was a sad day. It'll continue to be a sad day. It'll be a sad week. But all the reports that are coming out of Tampa right now is that we did offer him around the same money. We'll find out in the future whether it was the same amount, if not more. There are some speculation that we might have actually went higher, but ultimately he wanted a new challenge for the end of his career. Uh, Tampa fans in general, including local and nationwide, it's kind of a split. You kind of you see people who are like, "Hey, it doesn't matter. He's one of the best Buccaneers of all time.
Mm.
Retires number as soon as he retires and everything." And then you have the other side that is, why did he do this?
Yeah.
And they're still living in it. And I find myself right in the middle of it.
Hmm.
I've never missed a single snap of Mike Evans' career. I've watched every single one. He is a great person off the field. He was a passionate player on the field for the Bucs. He will and is the best offensive player in Buccaneers history. That's
Hmm.
a fact. Do I think he could have handled this better? Yes. This is just, I have my reserved feelings about the organization keeping Todd Bowles, and I think this is a direct response of that.
Yeah.
The last the last image and recording that a lot of Bucs fans are remembering was the Thursday night game against Atlanta when we blew the fourth quarter lead that inevitably would have put us in the playoffs looking back.
Hmm.
And it was a 3rd and 38 and a 4th and 24 that we both gave up to put them into field goal range with 30 seconds left. And right after that game, immediately going down the tunnel, the only video that was going viral was Mike Evans cussing at Todd Bowles saying 3rd and 24.
Yeah.
Or, and that right there, we all kind of knew this was a breaking point.
Hmm.
But I solely believe it's because of Todd Bowles. I feel like if we don't, sorry,
You good?
we apparently Bucks just signed a backup
Oh,
quarterback.
who's this on?
I haven't clicked it yet.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, never mind. It was just Teddy Bridgewater going to the
Lions. Okay.
Lions. So we will have a new backup quarterback.
Hmm.
But
Kyle Trask.
don't bring him back. But yeah, if we would have moved on Todd Bowles this year, I think Evans probably stays.
Hmm.
But I mean, it was a good 12-year run. I wish him well in San Francisco, but also the substation, how long to the substation gets to him.
Yeah. Especially with the hamstring.
I was about to say the hamstring is an issue. It's always been an issue. And like, I love Mike,
Hmm.
but if there's one thing to criticize Mike on that I think maybe San Francisco fans don't know about him
Hmm.
is he he's going to catch a big ball, but go ahead and count him out for the next 5 plays.
Yeah.
He's
That's.
immediately checking out of the game for
Hmm.
3 to 4 plays. So That's something I know my dad could not stand that, but that's just something for the Niners fans. Take care of him.
Hmm.
Have fun paying those taxes, Mike Evans. You went from no state income tax to California's taxes. But yeah, it's a sad day, but it is
Hmm.
what it is.
Yeah, 'cause, like you just think he's one of those like for lifer guys, and I really do think Todd Bowles was the reason because I thought Todd Bowles was going to be gone, even though he just signed that extension. I'm
Oh,
like
I
the
think we
year they
all
just
did.
had,
Yeah.
yeah, and now it's like you think he's just going to be gone. He had a bad year. You don't really see him doing too much. Anytime you see him on camera, he's just straight there looking at something like he's not vocal.
I
And
watch every post game press conference, and it's the same things. We got to coach it better, we got to play it better, and we got to do it better.
yeah,
That's his answer to everything for the past 3 years.
and eventually those excuses they run dry. So
Yeah.
may hopefully you guys have a good year, but if you have a bad year, maybe that's when
Yeah.
Todd Bowles he's gone.
The thing, one more tidbit about Evans that I think
Hmm.
has Tampa fans more mad about it
Yeah,
than what would be expected is in 2024, he said he wanted to retire a Buck.
yeah.
2025, he signs the 1 year deal for this past year. And he says he made the right decision by not going anywhere else and he still wants to retire a Buck.
Hmm.
Now, fast forward to 2 days ago, and now all of a sudden that switched.
Yeah,
That's kind of where the fans did not like it, but it is what it is. But I will say, like the Bucs prepared well, where it's not like this isn't going to hurt us on the field. Rather
yeah.
than none of the odds changed on the sports books for the winning the NFC South with us losing Evans. I
Hmm.
think everyone knew it was going to happen, whether he was going to retire or go somewhere else. We knew his time as a Buck was coming to an end slowly,
Yeah.
but Chris Godwin's still there. Evans and Godwin, that combo finishes with 17,100 yards as a wide receiver duo on the same team. That is sixth all time on
Hmm.
in NFL history. So just goes to show that not many people were paying attention to the duo down in Tampa, but
Yeah, a little
sixth all time.
underrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
that
we got Ibuka. I mean,
yeah.
had a strong start last year, but then I mean, you can only ask a rookie to do so much for so long. I think
Hmm.
he steps up in a big way this year, definitely with Godwin kind of in that slot, Ibuka on the outside.
Yeah.
Jalen McMillan does not get the respect he deserves.
Yeah, he's
He's
one
a
of those
dog.
guys where I don't think he like when I watched Bucks games last year because I think I streamed it was a 49ers Bucks game and I think he played like really well. I'm like this guy like
Mm-hmm.
people don't think about this guy enough. Like he's a
Yeah.
really good number three.
Yeah, that was his first game back too because of a
Hmm.
neck injury. So I think he can step into that three, and I think ultimately the plan is I think Abuka is going to take that Evans role, and
Okay.
McMillan I think is eventually going to slide into that Godwin role, and we're hoping that's our duo.
Hmm.
But then I mean, we still have Tez Johnson, the seventh round draft pick from
Yeah.
last year. He's an animal. He's
Oh yeah.
fast. He's not big, but he's fast. And I do think this we'll get into some free agency signings here, but
Hmm.
later. But I think Sterling Shepard probably comes back on a vet min deal again. Him and
Yeah.
Baker have a connection. That's a good veteran to have in the locker room.
Yeah, it's like
Just
you guys never
just
had
to
like
have.
even when you had like injuries to your wide receiver core, it always seemed like you had someone going. Like that one 49ers game, it was like barely anyone was there. I think like Buka was like he was like dealing with something.
Oh yeah,
McMillan, he
we were
just came
calling
back.
people up.
Tez Johnson, yeah, it was like two Johnsons playing like wide receiver. One of them did a flip in the end zone or something. I remember that, but
That's
yeah,
Tez.
yeah. And then going into the next question, we kind of answered a little bit, but so do you think that Emeka Buka is going to be that wide receiver one dependency role and not Godwin? Because Godwin's really good, but we know the injury history with him. He's had some struggles. He came back last year, didn't do too bad, but started pretty slow. So
I
I would think Ibuka would be there.
I I think when you look at an official depth chart, I think they're going to have Godwin as listed as our
Hmm.
number one receiver. But Godwin has always thrived the best when he's in the slot.
Yeah.
He is third in Godwin. It is
Hmm.
just it's going to him every time in the slot, and he's a matchup nightmare in the slot.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see Ibuka and McMillan on the outside. I do think maybe later rounds we we take a swing at another receiver, young gun, bring him in. I would
Hmm.
expect, if we do, expect it to be a similar build as Mike, that 6'4", 6'5"
He's a really big
height.
guy.
Yeah, just for a red zone guy, because that is one thing we're lacking now.
Yeah, because he was that one dependent where like you want that fade in the end zone, you throw it
Yep.
to Mike Evans.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's what we don't have anymore. I mean, Ibuka could be the guy. I just don't see it. I think he's more of a shifty,
yeah, he's a shifty route runner type of
but
guy. He gets space.
yeah,
Yeah. So going from free agency losing, we're going to go back to that, but we're going to go back into signing. So you've had a few signings. The first one we're going to talk about is linebacker Alex Anzalone, 2 years, 17 million. He served as a key captain for the Lions defense. Started a good career at the Saints, so that's something you could kind of play into it a little bit, you know. But the one thing I would say is I know he's had some injuries the last few years. With this signing, I know you guys kind of need a linebacker. What are you feeling on it?
I like it. I think it's a good signing. His age does kind of hurt a little bit at 31, 32
Hmm.
with that injury concern. But to put it in perspective, last year our linebackers we were trotting out there was Levante David,
Hmm.
all-time great Buccaneer. Love
Yeah.
him. He also still might be coming back.
Yeah.
He just heard on the radio today they had his agent on. He said by Friday, maybe the look for the decision on whether retire or come back to Tampa as that third linebacker, not
Hmm.
every down. So I like this for that because we need depth no matter what. Our linebackers were Levante David and Servassier Dennis last year.
Yeah.
Out of 88 graded linebackers, Levante David came in at 68, and
Yeah.
Servassier Dennis out of 88 came in at 84.
Mm.
We are not good at linebacker. So
Yeah.
Anzalone comes in, and our biggest struggle is we can stop the run. Our
Hmm.
defensive line does that with Vita Vea and Kalijah
Oh,
Kancey.
Vita's huge.
So our linebackers don't need to be great against the run,
Hmm.
but and with Todd Bowles' defense, he loves to do the fake out, bring everyone to the line of scrimmage and drop back. But
Hmm.
we do not have linebackers that are built for coverage. That's where Anzalone is great at.
You were
This,
preaching to the choir there. Bobby
yeah,
Wagner being on Bijan Robinson. I know nobody really can stop him, but seeing that visual, that
yeah,
one Falcons game, I'm like, guys, we need someone
yeah,
else. We need someone else here. But
yeah. Anzalone in coverage this past year had a 65.6 catch percentage. That's the lowest among all linebackers.
mhm.
Yards after catch was 159 in total. That was the lowest among linebackers. Pass breakups was fourth, tied fifth with all
Mhm.
linebackers, and he only allowed 2 touchdowns in coverage, tied ninth of all linebackers.
And I think that one of them might have been that Kenneth Gainwell
Gainwell, yeah,
random one,
yeah.
which
Funny enough, both
we're,
people in that clip. Just saying,
we're going into the next one. Kenneth
but
Gainwell also
yeah,
going to the Buccaneers on a 2 year, $14 million deal. And he's coming off his best career year. He started on the Eagles, then he went 1 year for the Steelers, immediately got over 1,000 scrimmage yards, 537 rushing, 486 receiving, 114 carries, 73 receptions, 8 touchdowns, 5 rushing, 3 receiving, the one on the Lions, and then 2 fumbles, which I don't think is an issue yet. If it's 2 and 17, it's not that bad. I think he's going to be great because you got Bucky Irvin, who is an absolute dog. Not the best receiving, but then you have this receiving back threat with Kenneth Walker. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell.
Gamebo. Yeah, you
It's
hit nail on the head with that one. I think the combo with him and Bucky is going to be great.
Mhm.
He's basically going to replace Rashad White, who kissed his goodbyes to Tampa literally the about 5 minutes after the final whistle blew in the last game. Uh, but he comes with great hands. He's good in pass pro. That was kind of White's role. I like that he's only 26 and he doesn't have too much wear and tear on him.
Yeah.
I think that's going to benefit us a lot. I do want to see what we do. Sean Tucker, we did not place a tender on, so he's
Hmm.
still out there. Personally, I'd like to bring him back because I think one thing we're missing with Bucky and Gainwell is that bigger back that's just
Yeah.
going to
Power back.
pound the rock right down your
Hmm.
throat. And that's Gainwell also, if you we're talking about doing this pony package with him and Bucky in the back,
Yeah.
Bucky's rookie year, whenever he had his big explosion on the scene,
Hmm.
they ran that pony package with him and White, and they threw to Bucky a good bit.
Yeah.
So Bucky's got hands, but
Hmm.
you put both of them in the backfield, I just don't know who you're going to guard.
Yeah, you gotta figure out one person that you're more of a threat. But if both of them are a threat, especially Kenneth Gainwell, it's double trouble. You're gonna have to figure out who's gonna get there faster. That's really
Bingo.
it. And just
I love that signing.
yeah, that I love that sign too. It really sucks for the Steelers too, because he was one of their only offensive threats, really, because DK had some messy games. Jeff, the whole wide receiver room, like that was something to watch there
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh. But I think Kenneth Gainwell was out of the ones so far probably the strongest. I mean, the re-signing, which we'll get into in a second, that was a pretty good one. But I think so far, out of people you're getting from other places, he was probably the best one.
See, I think we're going to disagree on the
You,
re-signing here.
you think? Oh, you think you're gonna? Okay, so going into the re-signing, we have tight end Cade Otton. Um, he was got a 3 year, 30 million, which I think that price tag might be a little
Overpay.
a little much, but he's a
Over.
pretty good blocking tight end, which you need one. He's okay on third downs. He's only 26, and for receiving wise, 59 receptions, 572 yards, and one touchdown, which that is a little bit of a where you're like, okay, maybe that's where it's more like a John Bates type guy, like with the Commanders.
Yeah.
We don't expect him to catch a lot, but
The
you get.
sad the sad part is though he's our number one tight end.
And he's just not a catching fan. And that's what the Commanders were looking for. That's why we are looking for an Isaiah Likely, something like that. We still have some other ones on the board, but those really high octane offense tight ends are kind of gone. So maybe that's when you're like, all right, Otten, welcome back to the ship, buddy.
I don't know. That it was quick. 3 years, 30 million, 10 million a year is I think a outrageous overpay for what he brings to the table.
Mm,
And in my opinion, I think the only way I'm okay with this contract is if there is a clause written into it saying that he has to wear gloves. His rookie year, Tom
yeah.
Brady made him wear gloves and he didn't drop a ball. He didn't
Hmm.
fumble a ball. Ever since Brady left, he has gone gloveless. And every year, this year it was week 12 against the Rams.
Hmm.
He he bobbled the ball 10 times and literally gave it right to the defender for a pick six.
Yep.
It happens multiple times a year. He drops balls. I
Hmm.
just don't get how you're giving 10 million a year to a guy who can't catch a ball.
Can't catch a ball. Yep.
And
And
like
yeah.
we got Payne Durham. I like him as a blocking tight end
Hmm.
more than I like Cade Otton. Cade's supposed to be our receiving tight end, and I don't get it. When you see the other tight ends that are out there still
Hmm.
and what they're projected to get, like just off of projections and stuff I'm seeing, David Njoku's looking in that $8 to $10 million range a year.
Yeah. And that's David Njoku. That's a
Yeah,
high octane offensive tight end right there.
you're telling me you'd rather have Cade Otton at 10 million years or David Njoku?
That's where some fans are like, are you more loyal or do you want that star
I
power? And
I was okay with bringing him back, just not at that price tag.
yeah, I think yeah, that price tag I think was the one thing where I'm like, okay, that's a little too much for a guy like Kadon. He still has some good plays, but like you said, the dropping problems have been an issue last year. And I just 10 million a year for someone who wasn't even probably top five in the rankings of tight ends is a little much.
I don't know if he was top 10.
10, yeah. He was just a Bucks guy. So they're like, you know what? You're a
Yeah.
Buck guy. Come back. They couldn't lose him after. Oh, they couldn't lose him after Mike. They're
I,
like, we need to keep our
I
guys.
guess. I think everyone would have I think all Bucks fans collectively would have rather had Otten go with Mike just
Yeah.
to get him out.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. He's back. Hopefully he wears gloves. That's all I can say.
Gotta have those gloves. And going from signings to departures, your corner who's been there, he played there for 7 years. Jamal Dean got a 3 year, $36.75 million contract to go to the Steelers, so kind of flopping him and Kenneth Gainwell. Pretty good year, 46 total tackles, 38 solo, 8 assisted, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, 9 passes batted down, and 2 forced fumbles. So he had a pretty good year, and he was actually someone I kind of wanted the Commanders to take a look at, but unfortunately we did not get him.
Yeah.
But
Tampa as a whole, we saw this coming. I mean,
mhm,
we had to sign. We gave him the big contract instead of Carlton Davis the other year, and traded Davis to the Lions.
mhm,
But Dean just couldn't stay healthy, and
yeah,
that's where going into this year, we had him restructure his deal. He basically took a heck of a pay cut. I think he played
mhm,
for like $8 million this year
yeah,
in total, and bet on himself, and it paid due. But before the season even got started, we gave a pretty hefty extension to Zion McCollum,
mhm,
which he deserved it, but and the way the year played out, he did not look like he deserved it.
yeah,
But and Jamel Dean was great, but he took the bet on himself. We knew as a franchise as soon as he restructured that he was gone. I
yeah,
I like the fit for him in Pittsburgh. I do.
mhm,
I think he'll be a great fit. He's not a number one. He thrives
no.
better on their number two, and he's a lockdown on number two.
And if we're talking
But
about Pittsburgh corners, I mean, you got Joey Porter there. You got now Dean there. You got so many good corners in that room where it's like their defense, it should be good. We know how it went last year. They had a really rough start for being like the highest paid defense. And then it just they started picking up at the end, but it was like this defense is one where it's like, do you want to pass it much to them just because they got corners down there?
yeah, yeah, I like the fit there. His
Mhm.
thing is if he can stay healthy. He's
Yeah.
him, and he is the same with Mike, which it might
Mhm.
just be more to think about. It might just be a Tampa thing, but
Yeah.
hamstrings,
Tampa and
hamstrings are
hamstring.
problems.
It's a humidity.
Yeah, I don't get it, but if he could stay healthy, I think he'll be a great addition for Pittsburgh. And hey, he was part of the Super Bowl roster, so
Hmm.
got to appreciate him while he was here. But
Yeah. And then we're going to transition to the next part, which was a shocker to both of us before we even started. You know, we were on Zoom about to start this, and then you saw the news when you're coming on. Maxx Crosby was traded to the Ravens for first and second. And then right as we get on, it is rescinded. The Ravens say, you know what, we're not going to do it. They say it has to do with not passing a physical. That's insane because we talked about it a little bit, but the Raiders they can't really keep him. He made that goodbye video. Their relationship at the end was already pretty shaky. I don't know if they trade him again. I'm worried he gets somehow traded to Dallas, and they're like, we'll take the hit on the injury concerns. But
yeah,
what are you thinking on that?
I mean, I'd love for the Bucs to pick up the phone. There is Jason Light. If you were somehow listening to this, there is
Please,
one way. There is one way to win back over this fan base after letting Mike Evans walk out the door, and he wears number 98, and he's tatted up.
he's tatted up, man.
Bring him to Tampa, and all will be forgiven. I don't get. I don't get how you don't make the phone call. And like
Hmm.
we were talking earlier, you're afraid of the Cowboys making the phone call because they offered a 1 and 2, but the
Hmm.
Ravens offered 2 1s. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm not offering a 1 and 2 again.
Because you're
I
like, you didn't
already,
take my
I
offer the
already
first time. I already saved you that offer.
bingo. And think about who we're talking about. It's
It's
Jerry
Jerry
Jones.
Jones. I mean,
Jerry
it's Jerry
Jones
Jones.
is not gonna give him a 1 and 2 now because he's gonna be
Mm-mm.
like, "Oh, I told you so."
And he also
That's
said we
where
can make Pro Bowl players off these picks we got from Micah Parsons. So he's kind of headstrong on that.
And if I'm Jason Light, I'm making that phone call right now, and I am saying, "Hey, that a 1 and a 2, right? All
Hmm.
right, get him there.
Dude, I got you. We got a 15. We got a
Give him
second. We got you.
15. Give him." I am also. This brings up a whole other topic that I thought was irrelevant because I thought Crosby was a
Hmm.
Raven. I was perfectly fine with giving if the Bucs gave up a 1, a 3, and
Hmm.
Antoine Winfield.
Yeah.
They wanted picks and players. I would have Antoine Winfield. I love you, dude.
But Maxx
It's
Crosby is a different beast.
exactly.
He is a
He's got a
different
big
beast.
contract, and yeah, they're saying failed physical. That's
So physical,
yep. But
which
it
oof, rough
once again, like we
situation.
were we were talking about though, is it
Hmm.
was it a major failed physical or was it Baltimore nitpicking since they were sending
At first,
two
yeah.
two
Two
first?
first, yeah. And it's it's like it's such an awkward situation because you had something like that in the NBA happen last year with Con Knipple with the Lakers, and then it was Mark Williams who failed physical and they got sent back. But this is just a different level because this is a whole different level of stardom here. So it's just a matter of what's gonna happen with this whole situation because we saw the Raiders sign so many good players. They do not have the cap room
There,
anymore.
there's
They've hit
zero
their max.
chance.
Yeah,
Zero chance.
yeah, no, there's no way. And if somehow they do, that defense is going to look nasty. Their defense
He
is going to be good.
he did a farewell podcast. I just
Hmm.
don't think you can come back from that. I
Yeah.
don't. Which I don't. I mean, if it's just a failed physical, is it okay? Do they hold on to him and then just
Hmm.
trade him later, like
Yeah.
after the draft? But then you're talking different pick setups.
Yeah.
I if I'm the Bucs, I'm getting it done. I don't care what it takes. I saw the idea of us throwing a first, a
Hmm.
fifth, and possibly Luke Gedeke, our starting right tackle.
Okay.
And I don't love that one
Hmm.
because I like Luke Gedeke,
Yeah.
but I think it's a lot easier to find a replacement right tackle than it is to find a Maxx Crosby.
I agree with that. Going over this Maxx Crosby stuff before, I will say I related to the NBA, but the thing it does remind me a lot about is the Myles Garrett fiasco last year. Of course, we talked about it. It wasn't a whole video. It was a note written to Cleveland saying goodbye. But it does kind of have that same feel. But this time, the difference is he's not getting paid a lot of money to come back. He's kind of just
Yeah.
getting thrusted back.
All I'm seeing too is everyone thinks he's going to go to Dallas, but that would mean Dallas would have to work their way out of the deal they have with the Packers for Rashawn Gary.
Hmm.
I this back the Ravens backing out might have just messed up
A
a
lot.
lot of teams' free agencies
Yeah.
because more than I just saw a tweet that more than half the teams that were interested in Crosby ever since that deal, they switched their whole entire free agency plans and
Yeah.
pivoted and
Hmm.
spent a bunch of money. Now they don't have the cap space. Oakland doesn't have the cap space for him to come back.
Because they got rid of it. So, like, all right, we can sign all these players. And they're not going to be like, hey,
They
sorry,
have
guys. We're not
they,
one Max Crosby and not it's not worth all the players they just signed, in my opinion.
you know that Tyler Linderbaum is going to be at that Raiders facility first thing when that new league year starts, and he's signing that as fast as he can before they
Mhm.
can back out of it.
He's like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm ready to sign. And if not,
That's
Commanders,
gonna be that's
please.
gonna be that's gonna be every single free agent now,
Yeah.
and not just on the Raiders.
Every team, especially big money, because like if they got a chance, they like especially like I saw a Commanders fan. They said 2027 first and Deron Payne because the value's decreased. I mean, he has an
Yeah,
injury,
it
which
has to go down.
it has to. If a trade fails like that, there's no way the value stays where it was. Like it's just impossible to me.
I still think you get a first out of him.
Oh, yeah. I think you have to get a first, but that second pick, that's where it can be just a player that's a higher level,
Yep.
and that's where a lot
Come
of
on,
like,
Tampa.
come on. There's so many teams now that are probably back into it, especially teams that couldn't get an
Well,
edge.
that's kind of where I'm at.
Hmm.
Is I was texting my dad about it because he's like, "There's no way Tampa makes a move on him," and it you start thinking about it. It's well, we didn't really spend any money.
No, you haven't spent. I mean,
We
the
haven't made we spent a lot on Kate Otten,
I was
but
gonna say your biggest contract was Kate Otten.
we haven't made a move that would prevent us from doing it like the Cowboys did. The Cowboys didn't get him,
Hmm.
so they went and got Rashawn Gary.
Yeah,
Now what are they going to do? They got to cancel Rashawn Gary and then go get Crosby
and the Packers
because
are gonna
then
like the Packers are gonna be like, no, don't cancel that because they don't want Crosby going to the NFC. They don't want to deal with him.
exactly. But I mean, if Rashawn Gary wants to come to Tampa, then
Just any edge
I'm
rusher.
just trying to get an edge rusher, man.
Because we got an edge rusher, so if we don't fully get him, that's okay. We got. Oh wait, I'm really happy with that signing. A
Yeah,
little bit of
that
money,
was great signing.
but I mean, sometimes you got to spend money when you're a 5-win
Yeah.
team. That's just kind of what
Yeah.
happens.
Also,
But
going back to the Bucs departures,
mhm,
we just had another one. Logan
yes, yeah,
Hall. Logan Hall to the Texans on a 2-year deal just broke.
hmm
He was on my notable available free agents. Bring
yeah,
him back. He I think he's a great depth guy. He just didn't get the opportunity with our defensive line because we
hmm
have Vita Vea, we have Kalijah Cansey. Logan Hall was always going to be the third guy.
yeah,
But I'm curious to see what the numbers are. I had him on a 1 to 2 year deal, which it ends
hmm
up being a 2 year deal. I had him right around anywhere from 5 to 8 mil a
yeah.
year. I think that's what he's worth as a depth signing. Him going to Texans, I think it probably upwards towards that 8, if not 10.
hmm
But that's just I was hoping the Bucs would bring him back at 5 to 8. But
Yeah, I
oh
think it's
well.
because the Commanders we got back Tim Settle. I think they wanted to get that DT depth signing that they needed, and that was there. But keeping on the edge route, we were going to talk about, hey, there's an edge out there that that you could sign. Oh, the edge we're talking about, of course, is Hendrickson. But with this new layer added, it's like, are the Ravens gonna be like, all
Well,
right, we know Trey's out there, we know what he can do, we can go get him, like, because now it just
right
adds another
before the
layer.
Crosby right
Hmm
before the Crosby news broke, it broke that hey, he's Trey Hendrickson's making his formal decision tomorrow. That
hmm
was already so he was already going to make it tomorrow.
hmm
Now the Ravens throw a shot in there.
It feels like,
I was okay with him coming to Tampa. He's a Florida boy. He grew up in Lakeland, Florida, which is about 30 minutes outside of Tampa. His parents still live in Orlando, outside of
mhm.
Orlando. It's about 45-minute drive right up I-4. His agent has came out and leaked it already to Adam Schefter before the free agency tampering window, negotiating period, whatever you want to call it. Whatever that opened up, it was already leaked before that. Hey, Trey wants to go home.
hmm
Like he would love to go home. He'd love to be a Buck. I'm okay with it. Injury scares me.
Yeah,
I think I mean, he's not the youngest cat.
yeah, he is 31, and
Now,
the injury he had that he missed 10 games for was a core muscle in the hip and pelvis region that required surgery. And another thing
I
about the age is a 31-year-old with injury concerns asking for a price tag of 30 million a year plus.
that's the big asterisk.
And that's where it's like, do we want Trey Hendrickson or do we want to maybe just try to take this swing at Crosby first, where the injury's still there, but he's at least he's a little more productive. And
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson, he's an amazing player. But
When he's on the
last
field.
year, yeah, when he's on the field, I mean, he only played 7 games last year. He only got six. He got 16 tackles, 11 solo, 5 assisted, 4 sacks, which for 7 games, that's
Yes.
pretty good. One pass batted down and one forced fumble. But again, like we said, that injury concern, and if something happens and you're paying him $30 million a year,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's not worth it.
I don't think there's as much wear and tear on his body as people think because he
Mhm.
did start with the Saints and being in the division. He didn't really play until that last year.
And then that's when he got that
And then he
contract.
went to free agency, went up to Cincinnati.
Hmm
So the first 3 years he hardly played. So yeah, he's 31, but take 3 years of gameplay off that because he was basically riding the pine until he was rotating in. But yeah, 30 million I think is wild. The other reports is why it's taking so long is
hmm
he's stuck around that number and he wants people to meet it. I don't think the market's there. The market could change now, but I don't see it changing for his favor now that Crosby's back on the table. I think that probably hurts him.
Yeah, because everyone's like, hey, we could trade for this guy, or we could give you somewhere
Exactly.
a 25 mil, 20 mil. Because if he played the whole season and if he would have got the stats that it would have been a
Yeah.
lot, like he would have been really good, then he would have earned that money. But you're coming off an injury that required surgery, and that's always a big asterisk on people's marker. And it's
You
just,
guys you
it's
guys gave away 25 a
mhm,
year?
25 a year.
25 a year? I'd be in on Hendrickson at 20 to 25 a year.
Yeah. I mean, Owe got like 7.5 sacks in around 17 games, and
Yeah.
Hendrickson got 4 in 7 games, so that wouldn't be a
Yeah.
bad little budget right there.
I wouldn't mind him. I like seeing Tampa guys come home,
Hmm.
but also I don't think you can break the bank on that guy. I think
Yeah.
Jason Light's strategy these past years have been signing players who were injured or had some sort of decline
Hmm.
and bringing them back and having them prove it. And it hasn't worked out. He hit once on Shaquille Barrett when we signed him as a backup from
Yeah.
Denver, and
Mhm.
he went off and led the league in sacks the next year. Other than that, we've tried to duplicate it. We haven't hit.
Yeah.
Now, staying on the edge and talking about things the Buccaneers have done before and were successful in. We
Hmm.
did make a trade with the Giants for a third round pick
Hmm.
to get an edge rusher that turned out pretty good for us with Jason Pierre-Paul.
That is true. That was
I
a good.
say go back to the well that keeps giving you water.
Hmm.
Call the Giants on the phone.
Oh, I know where this is going. Yep.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Hmm.
He's 25 years old. He only had 2.5 sacks last year, but he had a limited role thanks to Brian Burns and Abdul Carter coming in.
Hmm.
He's the third guy. He's on the 5th-year option of his rookie deal. So he's going to be a free agent after this year anyway.
Hmm.
Pick up the phone. He's going to be the third guy in their rotation. He's not going to resign there. I
Hmm.
think a third rounder would probably actually get him.
Yeah.
And looking back to when he was the featured guy in 23, he had 11 and a half sacks in
Hmm.
his second year in the league.
And people complain about the short arms, but I mean, I don't
I
really
don't
think
care.
he's an animal. Like he's when he's on it, he's like one of the best in the league. So that could help the edge. And there's three ways the Bucks could go right now. It could be try to get Hendrickson on a little bit of a cheaper deal, trade for Thibodeau, or try to find Crosby. If you were to rank them
I
1 to 3, how would you rank it?
On what I want to happen, I'd say Crosby and then Thibodeau and then Hendrickson. On what we will do,
Yeah.
because I know it's the Buccaneers,
Yep.
I think we sign Hendrickson.
Hmm.
I mean, actually, if we're being completely honest,
You do
I don't
nothing.
think any of those three.
Yeah.
I think we signed Chase on from the Pats
Okay.
because I think I mean he had a heck of a year on a prove it deal,
Hmm.
but that fits Jason Light's style. That's
Yeah.
what he does. He would sign him from having a great year, but no one wants to give him big money, so we'd sign him to I hate give you a 1 year $10 million prove it deal
Hmm.
because he was playing on 8 last year. I think that's what we would do. I think the Kayvon Thibodeau, I don't think many people are talking about it or throwing it out there, but I think it could. I think that one out of the three, on whether we sign Hendrickson,
Hmm.
make a trade for someone, or trade for Crosby, I think we trade for someone. I
Yeah.
hope it's Thibodeau.
Hmm.
And then I'd say Hendrickson is two. Crosby's a pipe dream because we're too scared to give up picks, but I don't
Yeah.
we can't hit on an edge rusher. We haven't yet.
Yeah. That's something that like you could address in the draft, but there's a few edge rushers out there. And
We
going
can
into
get
the going into the draft, we can go in for real quick with the 15th pick that you may or may not end up with, depending on I know it's a pipe dream, but the Crosby trade, depending on it. Would you go edge there? Would you just try to do another one, or are you just like, you know what, we just can't pick an edge?
we suck at drafting edge, man.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah, don't worry. I
I
know that feeling.
I got 5 guys who I want.
Okay.
One of them isn't even at 15, but if we took him at 15, I think everyone would call us crazy.
Hmm.
But I think fast forward 10 years, I think everyone's like, that was the best pick of the draft.
Okay.
And that's Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech. Give me him in the second round, or if we
Okay.
need to trade back up
Hmm.
into the end of the first, give me that guy.
I
He
I
is he's that Levante David, that Derek Brooks. He's the center of that defense.
And that's the linebacker I want in the second round. If we can
Yes,
get one, that's the
give
one guy
me,
where like just if you even if you have
give
to pick
me.
up like 5 picks up, like just be like, you know what, you got it's
Yep.
just 5 picks back, just one little trade, let us have it because
Yeah,
he was really good. He's a dog.
I am I'm very high on him. And
Mm.
then, but at 15, before the combine, I would have said, "Yep, Sonny Styles is going to be there."
Ooh, no.
Now I don't. Now I definitely don't think he's going to be there. But
Mm.
if he is, I mean, I think that's a no brainer. Um,
His athletic score was absolutely insane. It's green all across the board.
C.J. Allen,
Okay.
linebacker out of Georgia, he's
Hmm.
a great off the ball linebacker. He's right up there with Styles. 6'1", 235, and he led Georgia with 85 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 4.5 sacks. And that's on a Georgia ball club that produces NFL talent every single year. I think
Yeah.
if you can't tell where I'm going, I really want us to get a
The
linebacker
linebacker.
because
Yeah.
it's a clear thing. The edge that I keep seeing us linked with is Cassius Howe from
Hmm.
Texas A&M.
Yep.
I don't. He fits the bowl scheme. I get that. For one, we can't hit on an edge to save our lives, and two, this the edge rushers in this draft class.
Hmm.
There's not a big difference between a first round talent and a third round talent.
Hmm.
There's a big group of these guys that are going to probably go anywhere from 13 to the third round
Hmm.
that I wouldn't be shocked if you just switched any of them.
Yeah.
And I don't want I think there's too much
Risk.
risk involved in that.
And it's if it's at a
So
position that you can't draft, and also you said with the scheme wise, we're talking about how long Todd Bowles is still gonna
yep,
be there. So if you're
exactly.
drafting guys just for a scheme, it's like how long is that scheme gonna be in place? Which is always a problem, but especially with the situation we're at now, with organization probably not too happy Mike Evans is gone, and now they're starting to put the dots together. What was the reason for it?
I
So
have a wild card
oh,
at
another
at,
okay. Let's see.
at 15 too that I could see us doing.
Okay.
And it would once again shock people, just like no one saw us taking Emeka last year.
I didn't see that. Yeah. No.
Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon.
See, and that honestly, I could definitely see you. I mean, you just signed on, but Kenyon City, he's a different
He's a
animal.
wide receiver playing tight end.
Yeah, yeah, he's fat. Like he can move his that one it
Everything.
was the what was it? The championship game against Penn State. Literally the first touchdown, he hurdles a guy
Yep.
as a tight end. Like that's
Yep.
not you barely
Well,
see that.
and my thing is, okay, you lost Evans.
Hmm.
Right there's your
Evans or
red
Mike.
right there's your end zone threat
Hmm.
for down at the goal line.
Yeah, huge guy.
Line him up wide and throw him a fade ball.
Hmm.
I'll take my chances on that.
You give him, he's got to pull down one out of four.
That's one that we are. Jason Light is known for taking the best character on the board and the best player on the board.
Hmm.
He doesn't reach for positional fits.
Yeah,
If Kenyon Sadiq is there, I think he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and I think that's probably Jason Light's last draft pick as a Buccaneers GM too. But great player.
hmm
I just don't know how unless we magically make a run, I don't know how you would
yeah,
justify keeping a GM who drafted a tight end at 15 when your defense needs all help in the world.
yeah. Which
But
you saw tight ends go pretty high in the draft last year. Of course, I think I at the time it was a shocking pick. It ended up working great, but when Colson Loveland went to the Bears, I think everyone thought that was a little bit of an early pick for him. I thought he
well,
was more in the 20s around that range. I thought he was going to go to. I actually thought he was going to go to the Chargers in my mock. I believe I had him, but he went to the
yeah,
Bears. But sometimes these tight ends work out in the first, and I think he's one of those. He's the number one like decisively. He is,
yep,
and there's not too many other tight ends where you're talking about him. This draft is not heavy on tight ends. It's just this guy. He's the one. It's kind of like the Tyler Warren year. I mean, of course you had Colson Loveland. He's the
yep,
other guy, but other than that, it's like I mean
you didn't,
Fallon, but
yep,
it wasn't much. This
no,
year it's just one guy, and that's
Sadiq.
Sadiq.
Light could have. still have nightmares about drafting a tight end in the first round too after OJ Howard. So
Yeah.
that also could stop us from doing that. But that was just a wild card one that I wouldn't be
Mhm.
shocked. And if it happens and everyone's shocked, you can say I had it first.
Turner Baker on
I had
JB
it first.
Sports at a first. You
Yep,
know what we're
I
making
had
a
it
clip and
first.
quote. We're making a clip and posting it, but
All right.
we're gonna have Turner Baker had that pick locked in before
Came
everyone
into
else,
the
and then you're gonna end up on ESPN.
look at that. Look at that. We're on the map.
We're on the
But
map.
I do
Yeah.
have if you want to get back into free agency a little bit,
Hmm.
I got some guys that I would like the Bucs to go
Yes,
after.
that was my next question. There's still a lot of good free agencies. Of course, the ones I wanted are all gone. I really want Romeo Dobbs. He signs a 4 year with the Patriots. Made me really sad. Tyreek Woolen going in division to the Eagles, which
Eagles.
is
It's
kind of scary. Not gonna lie,
very scary.
but
Yeah, I don't very
we
scary.
yeah, very scary. Maybe the only thing is maybe we can annoy him enough to get him off the field. Um,
True.
and there's just a few others that I wanted, and they're just not there anymore. Of course, we picked up some good guys, but like you were going into, what are your like top free agents that you're like we need to go for them right now?
I wanted Leo Chanel, but you
Yep,
guys just took him from me.
we did.
So I think that's a great signing for you guys.
Mhm.
I think at the linebacker position, the Bucks and Commanders are in a very
And
similar spot.
we're like yeah, like I said earlier, preaching to the choir. We have guys that can tackle. Bobby Wagner, love him so much. Walter Payton Man of the Year. I honestly would love to have him here for the mentorship. He can make tackles. He is one of the. He used to be able to run, but he unfortunately, he cannot keep up with pretty much anyone anymore, and
Yep.
that's why Jordan McGee is going to be such a good piece as he keeps developing. I think he's going to be that more of that coverage. And Frankie Louvu had a down year. I think it was more scheme. I think with this Durante Jones defense, we're going to let him reign a little more free. But yeah, linebacker, it's that coverage that both our teams were like, that
Yep.
is just the one thing we cannot do as linebackers. Just covering is
Yep.
just horrific.
Yeah, and I'm at you. You guys have Wagner. I have David. Same
Mm-hmm.
draft class, same age.
Same
I
quality of player.
think David's still a little faster to
Yeah.
this day than
Mm-hmm.
Wagner, but he's not as fast as he once was. So that's why I have my eye on Chanel. He's 25. He's
Mm-hmm.
really good against the run, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been improving on his pass rush the past 2 years.
That's what we needed.
Yeah, so you guys took him from me, but that's a good get for y'all.
Yeah.
Um,
We needed one of
I
those.
I had Logan Hall on here. He's
Mm-hmm.
obviously with the Texans now. I like this in place of Logan Hall. Give me DJ Reader.
Okay.
He's 31. We just lost Logan Hall.
Mm.
We're not re-signing Greg Gaines. We need depth at the D tackle. Plus, I closed my eyes and imagined DJ Reader beside Vita Vea,
And
and
that's
it really excited me a lot.
just puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, like try running a tush push against
I
that.
was gonna say try to put a
You're
tush
not.
push against those two. And even if
You're not.
imagine you saw Desmond Watson too, that
Yeah,
would
well,
be
he couldn't stay healthy to be on the
no,
field.
yeah. But
But
if he
Kalijah
could have been on
Cansey's
the
a
field,
if Kalijah Cansey can stay healthy, that's awesome because
mhm,
I think Kalijah Cansey could be a well known name around this league if he can stay healthy. But he's proven that he can't, and that's why you have to have depth at that defensive tackle. And I think DJ Reader, he's 31 years old. He's bounced around, but he's a great player.
mhm.
I think he'll go for about the $6 million a year range. Not much, great depth. I like it. I have Chase on. I think that's how you say it.
Mhm.
Can never pronounce his name,
Yeah,
but he had a great comeback last year for the Pats. 7.5 sacks, 10
yeah.
tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles. He's only 26,
Hmm.
which is crazy to believe because I feel like he's been on 3 different teams now, which I think he actually has. But
Yeah.
that, like I said, that stands out as a Jason Light guy.
Hmm.
He fits the bill. Once again, I call me crazy man over here. David Njoku is still on this list.
And that's where we're gonna have to clash because that's the guy I wanna that's the guy I want right now. Because with Zach Ertz, he had a really rough injury. Really praying, hopefully he's good. but he wants to come back, but he's not going to be as what he had left won't be as good. And there's been other people I've seen. I mean, I've heard some people throw around Dallas Goddard, which is just a
I
younger
was
version
gonna,
of Zach Ertz, which would be
yeah,
hilarious if we took the Eagles'
I was about
last
to.
two tight ends. That would be kind of funny. But Njoku, that would be pretty good because we just need that passing guy. Because if you look at the Commanders' offense, the thing that Jaden Daniels thrives on the most is having a, pass-ready tight end. Zach Ertz and Jaden Daniels in the end zone and on third down would eat defenses alive, especially that first year. Last year, dealt with a lot of injuries. That sucked as a Commanders fan. I'm always used to it. I mean, we had RG3 before. I'm not making that comparison just so people know. I'm not comparing the two at all. I'm not. I'm just saying I know the feeling of it and just losing in general. But hopefully this year's better. But I think we really do need that passing threat because as much as I want Ben Sinnott to be that passing threat, I
He,
I just don't think he's gonna be
he's
there.
not Njoku.
No,
He's not
he's not.
Njoku.
He's not a David
I
Joker.
think,
He's not a Dallas Goddard. Like he's none of those guys.
and like we were talking about Otton earlier in that $10 million range, and Joku's looking at 8 to 10 million
Hmm.
in that somewhere in that range. Now, do I think? I think I got those numbers before the Otton signing.
Which could increase it maybe
May
around 12
I
for
12 to
Njoku.
13,
Yeah.
but even then, I mean, Njoku's just a baller.
Hmm.
He's a dude. I got also, if we somehow don't get Crosby,
Hmm.
we don't get Hendrickson, we don't trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, we don't get Chase on, keep your eye on Bradley Chubb.
Yeah.
Once again, he's only 29.
Hmm.
Honestly, thought he was older than that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of edges out there. So I mean, I
Yeah,
don't think you
and
guys want
that's
Hassan Reddick back. I don't think that's
yeah, he's
really
not
thing.
coming back. That
Uh,
was a failed experiment.
you could do
Bradley
like
Chubb also strikes me as the Jason Light move of take a
mhm.
guy who had a big name,
What
kind of
about a guy
fell
like Joey
off.
Bosa?
He's
That's
too
another
old.
big name. That's
I think we gotta
I mean,
we gotta get
he's
young.
about to be 31. He's about to be just in that same age range as everyone else.
Yeah, but I think you can get Chubb for about 12 minutes.
Oh yeah. I mean, Joey Bosa right now, he's looking it's a spot track has him around 13 to 14 million.
Yeah, I just give me Bradley Chubb, the
Mm-hmm.
younger guy,
Mm-hmm.
over that. Because at the end of the day, I feel like Chubb's got more to prove than Bosa. I feel like
Oh,
Bosa's kind
100%.
of
He's
just
you know what Bosa's going to get you. It's kind of
yeah.
a middle of the pack. He's not going to be his brother.
Yep.
That's just what it is.
And then the real conversation that
Mm-hmm.
I love to get into is what are we gonna do for a backup quarterback?
And that is a great
Teddy
question.
Bridgewater has re-signed with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
He's no more. Love you, Teddy. Hated you in Tampa. You could hardly even jog when we had to put you in.
Yeah, and
We re-signed Connor Bazelak. He was
mhm,
a undrafted free agent last year. I loved what he did in the preseason. I think he could be our backup for a long time.
mhm,
I still think you got to bring in a vet
yeah,
or at least someone who's has some experience to back up Baker because we all know how Baker plays. We've gotten very lucky that he has not missed a lot of time lately.
mhm.
Luck's gonna run out, and I have a feeling it's gonna be this year.
I will
So
say
you,
I do have a kind of an old quarterback, but he started and beat he started in a game against the Eagles and won. You got Josh Johnson. He can join another team.
I'm good. We were the ones who drafted him,
Yeah,
2008.
yeah.
I don't need that homecoming.
Josh Johnson there. You can get an old guy like 30,
I
33, almost 34. Carson Wentz.
see. I want older. Give me Joe Flacco.
Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot about Flacco.
I
Flacco
have
is he
so
should
I
be up
have
there.
I have Flacco.
Mhm.
I'd be perfectly fine with, but I think he still wants a chance to compete to start. I don't see it happening.
I don't think he's beating up Baker. I don't
But
think he's beating up
also,
Baker.
yeah, but I think Flacco, I mean, you're that old, yeah, just come retire in Tampa.
Yeah.
Weather's nice. You got the Florida weather, no state income tax. I also don't hate Mitch Trubisky.
He I believe, signed
Did
already
he
to the
resign already?
Titans. He's signed to the Titans. He was signed to the
Dang it.
Titans. Yeah. Um,
Okay, I know this next guy was not signed. This is one to where call me a maniac. But just like how people said they still believed
mhm,
in Sam Darnold whenever after the Carolina thing,
mhm.
give me Zach Wilson in Tampa Bay.
I was gonna say Zach Wilson. He
Give me
showed
Zach
glimpses.
Wilson.
It's not like I was in such a bad system with the Jets. Didn't get a
It's
chance
the
with
Jets.
it's at if Aaron Rodgers couldn't work for the Jets,
It's the
almost
Jets.
any quarterback couldn't work for the Jets. They got Geno Smith back now.
And
Congratulations.
then he went to Miami,
hmm
another place to where you're not cranking out good quarterbacks there.
Mm-mm.
I just I think Zach Wilson is not as tough as Baker,
Mm-mm.
but I think he could. I think he could learn a lot from Baker because I feel like they do have a similar playing style. Zach Wilson's not
Mhm.
the guy who's gonna put his shoulder down and run someone over whenever he could run out of bounds like
Yeah.
Baker would. I could also see Zach Wilson picking up a little bit of that moxie from Baker Mayfield, though, and becoming that guy that a team can
hmm
really rally around. And he can get out of the pocket. He can make plays. He's still super young.
Yeah.
I just, I, I don't hate the idea of bringing a flyer on him. Baker's going into the last year of his contract.
Yeah. Which I got a question about Baker in a minute for you, but
Yeah, I
he's
like that. Like if Baker gets hurt, I
mhm.
would much rather throw in Zach Wilson. And see, hey, is can he be the next
Mhm.
Sam Darnold? Can he be the next Baker? To where
Yeah.
people just gave up on him.
Because
I
Baker and Sam Darnold have become that poster child of it's not over till you say it's over.
Yep, and
Sam
Geno
Darnold,
Smith right
yeah,
there
and
with him.
Geno Smith, which Geno Smith last year, I mean, Raiders, it's like it's the Raiders. So what can you say? We'll see what happens with him on the Jets.
Exactly.
Homecoming for him. My friend Vinny, he was not happy with it. He's like, I'm just praying they got hacked. I'm just hoping
Oh,
this
see,
isn't real.
I think that was a great move by the. I think that's the one move the Jets made
hmm
recently with the quarterback decision that makes sense.
Yeah,
They
because
needed
yeah,
an adult. They needed
last year
an
was
adult in
Justin
the room.
Fields 2 years. I think it was like 20 a
Yeah,
year or something like that. It
they need
was
a proven
yeah.
guy,
hmm
and I think it's funny. Just go back to not this past year, but the year before, whenever the
hmm
Seahawks traded Geno to the Raiders. All everyone said was, man, Seattle's taking a risk by trading away Geno and signing Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
And then he has one bad year on the Raiders when it was the Raiders
yeah.
with
And what do you
probably the
have?
worst offensive line that we've might have ever seen.
Traded away all their weapons really too. I think their main
I
guy was Trey Tucker, which I mean I can't say
Yep.
a lot. He kind of torched my team, but like you didn't have a lot there. I mean you have Brock Bowers, that's literally it.
Yeah.
But he was hurt too, so it's not like he had a lot to work with.
You put him on the Jets, you now have Garrett Wilson.
hmm
You have AD Mitchell.
Yeah, Adonai Mitchell, yeah.
I You got Brees Hall in the backfield. You
Mm-hmm.
have a they don't have the worst offensive line. They have a pretty
Definitely not.
competent offensive line.
I think it's really hard to beat the Raiders or the Bengals for the worst
Yeah,
offensive line right now.
I just think I the Jets obviously he's not the quarterback of the future. He
Mm-mm.
is just a guy to get him to next year whenever there's a big quarterback draft. And that
Mm-hmm.
is the guy that I think Geno's just an adult. He's a pro. He's played
Mm-hmm.
for so long. He's seen a lot of things. He's grown. He knows how to handle situations.
And he's
That's
pretty much been
something
in every situation.
The Jets have not had that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think ever
Mm-hmm.
because Aaron just that was a catastrophe of a situation. And then Justin Fields, I don't know why they would ever have given him that.
Which I don't know why I'm still crazy. I'm still in that pack where I still believe in Justin Fields for some reason. I'm just one of those guys where I'm just like I
I've
just believe in Justin, but
I've never believed in Justin Fields.
yeah.
Ohio State quarterbacks never pan out.
And yeah, we're seeing a few right now having
I
trouble. I mean,
will
CJ
I
Stroud
will
was having a rough year. Like, yeah,
I'll die on that hill. None of them work out ever.
yeah. And Yeah, and going into quarterbacks that we were talking about, and we talked about specifically Baker last year, beginning of the year to near halfway, I had him as my MVP. He was playing out of his mind. He had the heart in the game. He was playing like a dog. Some of those games, he was just bouncing off of guys. I remember he trucked what I think I remember him trucking Bobby Wagner at some point. Like he just has heart in the game on a trust level after the end of the season. Because I mean, you can chalk it up to injuries. I'm not going to say he had the perfect situation. 1 to 10, how much do you trust Baker Mayfield still to lead your team?
9.5.
9.5.
That goes back to Josh Grizzard is not an offensive coordinator. That was
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the Buccaneers history that is currently happening right now that we're going to look back on in 10, 15 years and talk about these Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that conversation is just going to go back to, wow, the Bucs messed up by letting Liam Cohen walk out the door.
Yeah,
We
he
decided we were going to trust Todd Bowles with this franchise instead of Liam Cohen, and that cost us Mike Evans.
mm-hmm.
It's going to cost us this year, in my opinion, because I think it's just a throwaway year, and then you're resetting.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I think it can cost us Baker Mayfield
Yeah.
because now he's going into a contract year. Even if he balls out, but the defense doesn't do good, well, there goes your head coach. Now you're bringing in a new one. We all
Mm-hmm.
know how head coaches like to have their own guys.
Yeah, they like, and especially, and somehow if maybe Todd Boyles is still there, a lot of head coaches on that low, they're like, hey, let me draft a guy. Let me
Yep.
try some. That's what
I
kept Ron Rivera in his spot because we drafted Sam Howell. That's what saved him. Which Ron Rivera, I'll go on for hours about that Commanders team. That was a whole different situation. Emmanuel Forbes haunts my nightmares forever. We had Joey Porter and Christian Gonzalez right there. Didn't take him. I've talked about that way too many times, but it it definitely could see like a year Baker balls out, defense doesn't play well. He's like, I'm playing a lot of good football. I need to go somewhere where I
yep.
can go to the Super Bowl. And
Well, and that's where now Mike's not there. That doesn't help us.
because
The
him and
only
Mike Evans had a
way,
great relationship too.
yep, the only thing I can see that if Baker has a great year and Todd Bowles is not the head coach of the Buccaneers next year,
Mm-hmm.
the only way that Baker Mayfield is still the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is if Zach Robinson gets promoted from offensive coordinator to head coach because he has that great of an offense.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one good part about Tampa right now is that we ended up getting Zach Robinson. We were basically in the running for Mike McDaniel until the last minute
Mm-hmm.
because everyone knows that Todd doesn't touch the offense.
Mm-hmm. Straight
So
defense.
whatever you do with that offense, that's your baby.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Dave Canales, now the head coached us for a year, now the head coach of Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Liam Cohen came in right after him, now the head coach at Jacksonville. If you can do a great job as an offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you're going to be a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And the Glazers have a bad taste in their mouth now after the Liam Cohen situation
Mm-hmm.
that they're not going to let it happen again.
Yeah,
I don't I don't believe they will.
and now they also got the
So
Mike Evans thing. So like, listen, Todd,
yeah,
a lot of
if
things are not going right because you're in that head coaching spot. So we might have to make a change, which you never know what head coaches are going to come back. I mean, I don't know if you'll agree with this because I don't know if you like this head coach too much, but I believe Mike Tomlin's taking a year off and then coming back. He
we
could be
we
in that
don't
head coach run.
we do
Yep.
not need
You know,
him. We
Ted.
do not.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
know you don't. I know you
that's
don't want him.
that's nightmare
Nightmare fuel.
scenario for me.
Nightmare fuel. Yeah.
But
Um.
I think going into the season, I think Todd Bowles has the second hottest seat in the NFL before a snap has even played. And the
Yeah.
only reason I say second is because Aaron Glenn fell asleep with the compliment.
Yeah.
And I think he's in the New York media. I think Aaron Glenn has to do something extraordinary this year for him to keep his job.
Hmm.
But I think Todd Bowles is right there. If unless we make a deep playoff run and or that defense just
Mm.
somehow goes from worst to first.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can justify keeping a head coach that refuses to give up play calling on defense.
Hmm.
And instead of firing him this year, you just made him fire his whole entire defensive staff.
And then also lose your franchise players.
Exactly. And then possibly now Levante David could retire.
Hmm.
And Vita Vea is not getting any younger. We
Mm-mm.
still don't have an edge presence. You have Zion McCollum as your number one corner. And then you got Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish, who Jacob Parrish was great in the slot,
Hmm.
but you drafted them in the second and third last year. And Benjamin Morrison couldn't even stay on the field in his rookie year.
Yeah, that lat corner group last year drafted was riddled with injuries. I mean, Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame had pretty good college career. I think it was a hip that he was
Yep.
messing with the entire season. Amos also hurt his hip. Hopefully he's back because I think he's gonna be really good for us. Um, Savone Revel out of East Carolina. He was coming off an ACL tear, and the Cowboys thrust him into a role that was really bad. I think the only corner that kind of was like injured that came in and actually played well, I think, was Will Johnson for Arizona. I think he had a really good
Yep.
season because Jahdae
Uh,
Barron, he was healthy. He didn't even play really for the Broncos. He was behind, of course, PS2, the one of the
yeah.
best, one of the best or the best corners in the league, in Riley Moss. So a lot of those like corners last year didn't play a lot, and like you said, Benjamin Morrison, he couldn't stay on the field.
No. And I was high on Will Johnson coming out.
Hmm.
And when he started falling, I wanted us to get up there, but
Hmm.
I just couldn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of what ifs with last year's draft. Last year's draft was like a absolute circus. I mean, you had Mel Kiper saying that Shadur Sanders was basically the next Tom Brady. It felt like he was saying because every time there's a draft pick, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe they didn't pick Shadur Sanders." You had so many people fall. You had the Falcons trade their first pick of this year for James Pearson. I'm not going to get into what happened with that, but that turned out to be
We don't need
a bad
as
situation.
a
Yeah,
Tennessee fan, we don't need to bring that up. As
and
a
there's
Buccaneers fan, I love to see it.
yeah, 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 and it's just a lot of stuff happened last year in that draft. Well, me and my friend did a first draft stream, which was a lot of fun. It was just wild, and of course, I was a little upset with our pick. I'm okay with it now. I like our lineman, but it's just
Are you are you doing a draft stream again?
I am doing a draft stream again. Would you like to pop on?
I would love to pop one.
All right, then we will definitely get that in the works. But last
I
thing
would
I want to
love
talk about though, there
one
is
thing. Can I chime in
yes, chime in.
with a Twitter update?
Okay.
Diana Rossini, the Dallas Cowboys are not expected to re-engage with the Raiders in any Maxx Crosby trade discussions at this time. A high-ranking source tells me within the Athletic.
Thank the Lord. We are safe. And that puts
So
you guys another step higher in that pack. Just saying.
I'm just
Imagine.
saying, if something happens before you edit and put this at you, we might just have to
You might just have
throw
to
it,
just throw it back on. We're like, all right, we're back real
throw it
quick.
back
Different
on.
t-shirts. What do you got to
Maxx
say about
Crosby.
this? Yeah. But going into division, there was a team that I think surprised a lot of people last year. New head coach Kellen Moore did a very good job. Had a quarterback literally trifecta where you're like, who's gonna be the guy? Because Tyler Shuck going into it, you're like, okay, he was drafted pretty high. Ended up playing pretty good. And the
Shuckster,
Saints,
man.
they had a they had a better record than us, a team who just went to the NFC Championship. They were almost in the running. I mean, they were the ones that held your playoff hopes in the palm of their hands.
That's why
But
they,
yeah,
that's why it didn't happen.
hmm yeah, because yeah,
The rivalry between us and New Orleans is real. It's a
hmm
real thing. I
I
grew
mean,
up
Mike
hating
Evans,
them.
Marshawn Lattimore, even on the
Exa-
Commanders when we had that
Yep.
playoff game, that was fun to watch. Of course, Marshawn Lattimore got babied by Mike Evans that game. Mike Evans cooked him to oblivion,
It's
which is why he's
it's
gone.
always been that way. So
There's a few games where it's been back and forth.
ah,
I can go into the stats. There's a short I have where I can send it to you, and you
there's
could
a
think a
there's
little
a
back and
there's a
forth.
there's a I can send you a couple of shorts that could say
Well,
the
yeah, we
opposite.
could go back and forth on this. We could go back and forth, but the Saints made actually a lot of good moves in my opinion with the cap they have, which last year they were in cap purgatory. I mean, they still
Yep,
kind of are, but they added guys like David Edwards, Travis Etienne, which takes him out of the the Love standings for running back. That's a part where I'm a little like, where's Zane gonna
also,
go?
this
Jeremiah, yeah,
is Kamara on the block now.
yeah. Alvin Kamara, he could be on the block.
He could be on the block
And talk about linebackers, which we've talked about extensively because we needed them. Caden Ellis, really good
from
linebacker.
the Falcons.
Found the Falcons, went to the Saints. So the Saints made some moves to bolster what they had. They also got Ryan Wyatt as a punter, who's, that's actually a pretty good move for them because they needed that. They're just making a lot of good moves. John Ridgway, they re-signed, who he was a commander. That was a funny pick that we got from him. I think we traded
There,
it back with that Marshall Lattimore. It swapped back, but they made a lot of good moves.
there's one team in the division that I'm even more scared of now because I think they have made all the right moves and they
Mm-hmm.
are substantially better
And
than the
that,
Saints.
and I think we know. I think we both know who that is.
And that's the Carolina
Yeah,
Panthers.
they from the
They
start
have
they've made
just
moves.
and they haven't just made moves.
They made
They've
the right
made the
moves.
right moves.
I mean, from the
I woke up
start.
this we were texting about it last night about
Yep.
linebackers and you brought up Devin
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd. And
Yep.
I said to myself, we're not the Bucs aren't going to do that because guess what? We don't spend money on
Yeah.
big players. And then going to bed last night, I was slowly convincing myself that hey, pick up the phone. Devin
Maybe
Lloyd
it
could
happened. Maybe it happened.
Devin Lloyd could be a guy. And then I see that today that
Yeah.
he's now a Carolina Panther, and I am just great. He's gonna haunt my life
Mm-hmm.
for a lot longer.
And then you
And
have him
then
haunting it, and then you got
Jalen
Jalen
Phillips
Phillips, who's
is
right
just
there
like we need an edge, and we just let Jalen Phillips go to Carolina.
in division. You just let him go
Yeah,
in division. The thing you need the most in division. I mean, yeah, that Devin Lloyd, and then there's just a. I mean, this is a joke. I like Kenny Pickett. I joke a lot about him going there, which is just hilarious. But they, like you said, they made a lot of the right moves, and their defense is the one thing everyone's like, that's what you need to start working on, and they addressed it. I mean,
yeah.
they had a Cinderella run last year. A lot of fun. Hopefully because I like him. Bryce Young will have a good season. I know
See,
you don't. It's a toss up
once
with him.
again, Ohio State and Alabama quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Show
yeah.
show me where they're good.
hmm And yeah, but like you said, it's just a lot of right moves from Carolina bolstering that defense and Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd running at you. Which Baker he can take some hits, but taking some hits from those guys two games a year that'll be pretty taxing.
The edge I'm not too concerned about because I have
Mhm.
faith in Tristan Wirfs and Luke
Yeah.
Kennedy. They're good. But
Mhm.
if we have the injuries like we had this year on that offensive line to
Mhm.
where now we're just shuffling everyone everywhere, yeah, it's gonna be a long year.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of the Devin Lloyd because
Yeah.
that
He's an ant. He's an animal.
he's an
I mean,
animal.
he's
He's so good. The
never
thing
slows
with
down.
Carolina, I will say, they I think letting Rico Dowdle
Mhm.
walk, I think that's going to hurt him a lot more than what they
Yeah.
think. I've never been a Chuba Hubbard guy.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just because, which it could just be a Buccaneers bias because we are good at stopping the run.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you
we
have Vita
make,
Vea. Yeah.
yeah, we've always been good at stopping the run. We're one of the only teams that could stop Bijan.
Mhm.
We can stop CMAC. We stopped when he was in Carolina too. Like
Yeah.
we can stop the run really
Mhm.
well. So Chuba, we've always stopped. Rico Dowdle kind of
Yeah.
little broed us during the year this year,
He's like,
and I,
I know
I
you
didn't
guys
like that.
gotta I know you guys have a set standard, but I'm gonna change it up for this
Yeah,
game a little bit.
he's the one guy who's just, and that's like our division has always had great running backs too.
Hmm.
Like you got Bijan in Atlanta, we stopped him. We were when Algier had that 1,000 yard year, we were the
Hmm.
only team that could stop him. Kamara never had a really breakout
Hmm.
game with us on the ground. When CMC was in Carolina, we'd stop. Like we are
Hmm.
really good. Dowdle is the only one recently in my mind within our division that just tormented
Yeah.
us. So I'm so happy he's a Pittsburgh Steeler right now because I
Yeah.
think that could be Carolina's weakness is the running game
Hmm.
and also Bryce Young.
Yeah,
I
he's
I
one
just
of those
don't have
guys where it's
faith.
the biggest boomer bust. Some
But
for some reason, anytime he plays against the Falcons, I mean, he plays like anytime him or Kirk Cousins, like Kirk Cousins was actually against you guys,
yeah,
which it was
yeah,
funny how the
it's
division
just
works. He had that 4 touchdown game. Kyle Pitts, he's coming back.
yeah.
But he was in that division. He was amazing against that team. So there's still hope. There's still a lot of hope for Bryce Young. It's just he needs to throw that one complimentary pick, and then he's ready to play the game. First quarter pick, and he's
That's
ready.
Carolina could be that team though of that just has a really great defense
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
to
like,
where they're winning ball games with their offense only needs to put up 14 points
mm,
because their defense isn't going to let more than 10.
mm,
I think that is how I think that's how the Panthers go. I looked at the sports books odds the other
mm,
day. Well, yesterday actually because I checked whenever Mike Evans left to see if that changed the
mm.
winner of the South. The Bucs are still the favorite to win the South, and I believe Carolina is second, but I don't think New Orleans is. I think New Orleans is still fourth,
which
and
is
then Atlanta is third.
shocking because I think, well, the head coach hire Kevin Stefanski. I mean, that was questionable. But then everyone's looking at free agency. They're trying to get a quarterback to help because they let Kirk Cousins go. Which that contract, that's a whole different situation. That was an insane contract. I actually
At
talked about that where Kirk Cousins was going to go on the first episode of JB Sports. We actually predicted he'd go to the Falcons, but
Falcons gonna Falcon though.
yeah,
That's
they're
just
in
it's a fact.
the Falcon was Tua Tagovailoa
We love
going,
to see it.
which is great for you guys, great for us because we've also had this kind of mini rivalry against the Falcons where we've kind of beat them every year. I mean, that was a lot of
Updated
fun.
updated odds here for the NFC South
Mhm.
winner. The Bucs are the favorite at plus 145. The Saints are now the second favorite at plus 280.
Okay,
Carolina is plus 360 and Atlanta is plus 400. So
okay,
the sports books are respecting Tyler Shuck.
that is good because Tyler Shuck he's gonna shuck.
I will still be taking Tyler Shuck's over on yards and touchdowns every single game this year.
I mean, hey,
He's Shuckster, man. You can't.
what's that one song someone made for him? Oh, I
Oh,
forgot. Oh, I'm trying to think of it. It
wasn't
came
it
out near
like
the end of the season. Oh, what
oh,
was it?
was it Shuck?
I can't
Let's get,
remember. It was that one
yeah,
tune though.
yeah. I remember hearing it. But yeah, the Falcons are just what are they doing? But I love to see it because I'm torn between which I dislike more,
Yeah.
whether it's the Saints or the Falcons.
Yeah.
I think I think it's still the Saints.
Just because that rivalry.
Yeah, just because Drew Brees ruined my childhood as a kid.
I think
Um,
Drew Brees ruined a lot of people's childhoods.
I'm not gonna lie, like this is gonna sound bad. I still cannot stand looking at that baby when they won the Super Bowl. Like that kid's fully grown now, but like if I met him, I'd just be like, I still have
You
like
haunted my
hatred.
nightmares
Yeah, like
as a kid.
you ruined
You
my
ruined my
childhood.
childhood.
Yeah. Hope it was fun with your little earmuffs and the
Mhm.
confetti. But
Yeah. Oh wow,
yeah,
Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat has 70 points right now with 8 minutes and 33 seconds left. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Um. Yeah, Bam
what?
Adebayo has 70 points right now. I knew that's the most random 70-point game I've seen in my life. But
That is wild.
yeah, continuing on though, with the Falcons, it's Tua. It's literally a worse version of Michael Penix. I saw a stupid graphic where it was mid-season and it's both of them already injured. Um, which I don't know what they saw in Tua. Do they just want like the left-handed quarterback room? Is that what they want? They just want to keep it fun with that? Because I see, unfortunately, no upside with Tua at all
I
right
don't
now.
see it coming. Like I said, this is I'm speaking from a football mind and not from a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans mind.
Hmm.
Because the Buccaneers fan is yes, let them keep doing stupid moves. From a football mind, you didn't like Penix was not wowing people before he got hurt,
Mm-mm.
and you knew Penix has a injury history.
Yeah, from college, which
So why would you bring in a guy
who has in.
who has
Mhm.
an injury history and then also even when he's healthy is not that great of a quarterback?
Yeah, it.
So I see the lefty thing of like if you're going to mold your offense around a lefty, have a lefty
Mhm.
backup. That makes sense in my mind. But also, I'd much rather just have a competent backup that I could rely to win games
Then
because I doubt
Tua.
Penix is going to be back by the start of the year.
I saw some reports where maybe he might be, but
I
then they said they brought Tua in for competition. And it's where my thing is one, them taking Michael Penix there was insane after signing Kirk Cousins. That was absolutely nuts. I remember that
loved
happening.
it.
It
Yeah,
was
I celebrated harder than the
it was
Buccaneers pick.
it was insane. But the injury history with him, and he wasn't the fastest quarterback. Now he's injured the other leg, so now the
He
mobility
wasn't
for him wasn't the
not
youngest
the
too.
youngest.
He was an older
Yeah.
quarterback coming out too. So the
Yep.
injuries already set in for that, which it's horrible. We never want anyone to get injured, but like you said, both these quarterbacks are injury prone. Tua, unfortunately, with concussions. I thought he was going to retire 2 years ago. I thought like the Dolphins were going to have to bring someone else in, and then Michael Penix, where you don't know where he's going to be after this injury because it's not an easy injury to get back from. It's not like a small thing. And like you said, he was already having some problems, like playing wise. He wasn't wowing people. It was really,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at the Falcons, there's one player where you're like, that's the one reason they win games, and that's Bijan
Yeah, but
Robinson.
when you zoom out, and maybe this is just me because we play them twice a year, but that team with a competent quarterback, I mean, we saw what Kirk Cousins did.
Yeah, and I'm like, what I was,
Drake London is a dog. You
he can
had
be,
Bijan. You have Kyle Pitts, who should be a dog.
and he was a dog against you guys, which probably
Yeah,
was kind of sucky in that
it's
moment.
fine. But and then like he's not there anymore. But then you had Tyler Algier too. You had a 1-2 punch. You have a good offensive line. Like I
Mhm.
don't. I never understood why they weren't better. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's just, I guess, the quarterback limitations. I know the first year with Kirk, I mean, his confidence wasn't there. I remember being at the Commanders Titans game, and they were showing highlights on the Jumbotron, and it was just Kirk Cousins throwing picks. And then I remember a guy behind me, he's like, "Dang, Kurt, throw a touchdown!" Like he had a struggle the first year, but he showed some flashes. But it's Kirk Cousins at the end of the day. You know we're gonna get. And then Michael Penix, it's just he just hasn't been what they need him to be. So I don't understand the quarterback signing there. It's not a guy where he can lead you. I mean, to be fair, most of the guys this free agency, there wasn't really a quarterback that's gonna do it for you. But like two was the last one I thought. I mean, I don't know. I think I'd rather have Kyler Murray at that point than Tua.
I was gonna say it, but then also I'm starting to think though. I don't think I think Kyler Murray. I will. This is good. This is gonna be a hot take.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a very hot take. Kyler Murray has a better chance
At baseball.
at winning a World Series than
Yep.
he does at winning a Super Bowl. And that
I did actually talk to my friends about that today, and I'm like, maybe you should just go to baseball. I mean, he got drafted number one overall. I mean,
number 9.
Number nine. Oh, sorry. Yeah, number. I forgot. I thought.
Top 10 now.
Yeah, top 10.
Sa- Sam Howell agreed to a
Oh,
1 year deal with the Cowboys.
bro.
Sorry, it's
Sam.
just it's
No, no. I'm.
breaking.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm like Sam Howell, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I remember. I remember his first game when he played against the Cowboys,
yeah. He's now
which
a Cowboy.
he went from.
He just needs the Giants, right?
He just needs the Giants, and he's completed
Yeah.
the
Look at that.
quadruple for us. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to go for another record, which that whole Sam Howell experience was something else. That was MVP talks, even though we were one of the worst teams in the league at that point. I remember that Bills game like yesterday, where I'm like, you know what? If we can do well against the Bills, or maybe we got somehow crazily beat them, going into the game throws like 4 picks.
To
But
stick on the quarterbacks,
mhm,
how hilarious would be if the Jets now backed out of Geno Smith trade and then just put the Raiders in more of cap
that would
purgatory.
be kind of funny, which would suck. I mean, I think we
Yeah,
know. I think we know where the. I don't even know what they do in that situation because
because
they if they cut
the
him, they still take cap for both of them.
yeah, that's
So oof,
I yeah.
the
Kyler
Raiders, oof, man.
Kyler, I think makes a lot of sense. I obviously everyone's saying Minnesota. I
Mhm. I don't
I
see the
think
Minnesota because Minnesota's not a
see,
like quarterback moving offense. Their quarterbacks, like the recent ones, nine. JJ
yeah, but
McCarthy.
KOC can fix quarterbacks,
He can
but
fix quarterbacks,
he can
but
only fix them if he didn't draft,
yeah,
which is
that's
why
true.
he they got to cut McCarthy
Hmm.
and then let him go somewhere for a year and bring him back, and then he'll be able to fix him.
Yeah, you gotta let him go off for a little bit and then bring
Yeah,
him back.
and then bring him back.
Yeah.
But I him when the he would look so small in purple. I
Mhm.
don't think purple's not his color.
No, I've seen Steelers, but the Steelers' offense, I don't think is an offense. They're an offense where they don't have mobile quarterbacks. They went from Big
I
Ben to Kenny Pickett
no,
to
yeah.
and now Aaron Rodgers. That's not a mobile quarterback. I think they're more of a team where somehow they're going to get like a Kirk Cousins.
I think they're gonna bring Rodgers back. I think they're
I
gonna run it
I
back.
don't know if Rodgers is coming back. I know he really had a good
I
relationship with Tomlin. I know McCarthy. Like I just don't know how that.
I think they're gonna wind back the clock, and I think everyone hates the McCarthy hire. I loved
I
it for
had
Pittsburgh.
my friend Michael. He thought the McCarthy signing was the worst possible outcome. He would have rather had Mike Tomlin come back.
I think it's the perfect fit because I think not only is it the hometown fit,
Mm,
but the Steelers have only had three head coaches.
yeah.
They have always gone young, and then they're there for 20 years. By
Hmm.
going with McCarthy at his age, you're saying, "Hey, we're going to try to win, and we're going to try to win quick."
Yeah.
And making that trade yesterday for Pittman
That was
for
the big one.
only a 6 round pick,
Hmm.
and now you got Metcalf and Pittman.
Hmm.
You got Dowdle in the background with Warren. You have
Hmm.
Mount Washington and Pat
Oh,
Fryermuth with
Mount.
the
Yeah, that tight end duo is insane. You got a lineman at tight end, and then
like,
a amazing catching like tight end. Yeah.
and we talked about their defense earlier.
Hmm.
I and McCarthy has always had good offenses, and people look at what he did in Dallas. My argument to that is, look at what he did in Dallas.
I mean, Dak Prescott looked like an
He was
MVP for
hand
multiple years. Yeah,
and he
like
was handcuffed. Jerry handcuffs their coaches by controlling everything.
so maybe it's just Mike McCarthy's moment, for the Steelers, and maybe they'll have an offense. And I just don't know with Aaron Rodgers though. I mean, I could see him coming back. It's projected 10 mil. I think that's a fine. They'd be fine giving him that because
I
he brought him to a playoff, so you can't take that away. But I would rather have Aaron Rodgers just go out now, even though he lost the playoffs, but with a playoff appearance rather than somehow everything goes wrong and they go like 4-13 and he doesn't make the playoffs and retires. You know what I
I
mean?
I think they're going to leave it up to Aaron.
Oh, I
I
think that's definitely the plan.
but I just don't see. I think I see Aaron looking at this offense now with the additions they made, being like, well,
I got weapons.
That's a heck of a lot better than what I had last year.
Mm,
So why not? And
yeah.
he's already going to know McCarthy's system.
Mm,
That's where I think it would be very good too if I'm a Steelers fan. Hearing what Aaron said about Will Howard the
mm,
other day, or should I say Will Howard
wow.
as Will Howard, but after hearing the praise that Aaron gave him, why not bring Aaron back for another year? That's another year of him mentoring Will,
Yeah,
Will
that's a good
learning
mentor.
McCarthy's offense. You might not have to draft a guy high.
And then you also are learning from the guy that did McCarthy's offense the best.
Bingo. That's where
So
I just,
yeah,
if I'm a Steelers fan, I love the McCarthy hire and I want Aaron back. I just don't know why I'm not a Steelers fan, but I
mhm,
just feel like we're obviously in the area of Steelers fans
yeah.
and everyone hates the hire. Everyone wants Aaron gone.
I
I
think
just don't get it.
I think it's just they're stuck in just such a long timeline of the Mike Tomlin, you know, trifecta of just getting the 8, 9 seasons, like the 9, 9, like something like that, where eight, yeah, 8, 9, and it's just like, yeah, it's
Who?
just I think it's stuck because
Okay.
McCarthy, I think, just had a rough ending for the Cowboys, and I think people hold that against him maybe a little too much than what they should, but I don't know.
What
I
what
thought they were going to
coach
go
would have
young.
made what coach would have made him happy?
There really wasn't a coach that like I mean I loved the thought of somehow the Ravens and
Oh,
Steelers just swapping head coaches.
yes.
I was hoping that happened so much. 'Cause it'd be
Love that
hilarious.
idea.
That would have been great. But I mean, there really was no unless you want to go like a young up and coming like a Kubiak or something like that. But Kubiak pretty much had his mind decided where he was going halfway through
Exactly.
the season.
Yeah, I just
So
don't see. Everyone was saying about Shieldhouse, but Shieldhouse wasn't even an offensive coordinator yet.
mm-mm.
I think Shieldhouse next year is going to be a head coach,
Yeah.
but and maybe for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey, you never know.
Putting it out there, just floating it out in the universe.
You just need all of these people to hear you, Turner. That's what you need.
Yeah, look,
You just need to go for that GM spot.
I'm we're starting in March of 26 for the off season of 27. That's really what
Yeah.
I'm starting it now. I'm planting the seeds now so that
Hmm.
they grow throughout the season, and then I
Yeah,
can say
of
I was
course.
the first. I had it first.
You had it first, and then they're like, you know what? This Turner guy's really smart. Maybe we should get him in the office.
Just saying. I mean, Glazers hit me up. My phone's up. My phone's on.
My phone is on right now.
It is
Also,
on. I can be
scoring
in
update for
Tampa.
Bam Adebayo. He now has where was it? Did they sub him out? Why is it? Oh, 77. He's got 77 points now. And there's
That
still
is in.
3 minutes.
That's in 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. He could make 80 easily. Imagine
That's
somehow he just started chucking threes and he made 100.
just a random Tuesday night.
That's what always happens. And out of all people to get that, it's Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, that's
Which,
it's
if
so
we're looking at his stats, I mean, he's 7 from 20 from three. He's 20 for 41 from field goal. So he's just chucking. Let me check the free throws real quick. If
I
that
got,
shows him.
got
He's
another.
30 for 37 from free throw.
Oh wow! So he's
Good
just getting
Lord.
fouled.
Yeah. I mean, he is playing the
Uh,
Wizards, but
Another Rossini update. Don't expect teams to be lining up immediately to get back into the Maxx Crosby trade talks. Some teams I spoke with tonight expect the Raiders to be the ones having to call them.
mm,
It'll be up to the individual team's medical staffs to decide on whether they to assume the risk of trading for Crosby.
perfect
So it
time.
doesn't make it sound like it was that big
Hmm.
of a deal by that.
Yeah. I I
And
I just think
someone did break down the mathematics of it
mhm,
all with the cap, and they they're hearing from multiple league sources the Raiders should have the necessary cap space to
mm,
welcome Max back and honor all the free agent commitments they currently have made, but they wouldn't be able
that's
to add any more.
insane. Which I mean, hey, if he's back,
Yeah,
that defense is stacked. But I just don't think that'll work anymore. I think it would be too awkward. It's
I'm
the
right there with you,
it's the
and I
farewell
think
podcast. That was just insane.
yeah, there's no coming back. You cannot do a farewell podcast and then just come back to your team. But then even with the
Yeah.
Raiders, like I was gonna say before that Crosby news broke that I think the Raiders were winning the offseason.
Hmm. I agree.
But now I don't know if they are because now they don't have 2 first round picks that I thought they had.
And it's just a
But
situation that they're in now with Crosby
now
being
that
back. Like,
and cap is a big thing because with Crosby being gone, with everything they've done, I've loved it.
mhm.
And the one hole is still wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, they still have Trey Tucker.
Hmm.
Oh, who they brought in someone.
Jalen Naylor from the
Yes,
Minnesota Vikings.
yep. They have Naylor. The perfect fit in my mind that would have been great was they're talking about in Jacksonville, uh, Brian Thomas Jr. being on the market,
Yeah, I think
possibly.
Sheffy just today said they're most apparently the Jacksonville Jaguars office said they don't know where this rumor of him getting traded came from. I think that's just a bunch of hoopla to make themselves look a little better and be like, yeah, we were never gonna trade you. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I still
But
think everyone has a price, but
oh, 100%. I mean, just Trevor Lawrence and Parker Washington, they just got such a big like connection
yeah,
where Brian Thomas, when he started playing a little better, they just didn't give him the ball.
yep. And that's where you put him in that offense, and now you have Trey Tucker, Jalen Naylor, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, and
Fernando's
Brian
going to be
Thomas.
eating.
Exactly. And then you're starting to build uh you're starting to build an offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They
all
made
I
some
can say
moves.
about it. They made
Linderbaum
some
was
moves and
huge.
yeah. And it's like, okay, now you're not putting him in such a bad position,
Mm-hmm.
Fernando, that is.
Yeah,
And then like your defense is just you just went and got all of the linebackers in free
yeah.
agency. You just said, give me all of them.
You kept
Which
Stokes, like you kept your good defensive players too. I mean,
like they're
if
and
Crosby
if
somehow
Crosby's
stays,
back, it's
like that's an insane defense though, Fernando. So even if he does struggle a little offensively, I mean, the defense could be a team where, like you said earlier, where like the Panthers could be a team where they don't have to score a lot, depending on how they scheme it up. That could be a team, but with Kubiak there, I mean,
Kubiak, I feel
he's
like
an
they're
offensive
gonna
threat. He's a weapon on
exactly.
offense. So it's like
I just say the
they're
Raiders.
they're looking like a team where they could kind of be like that Commanders team of 2 years ago or the Bears last year, where they kind of just
Yeah,
somehow just burst onto the
I
scene.
it would not shock me with what they're doing. Definitely if Max somehow comes back,
Hmm.
and if they can get another weapon on the outside, if they can get some sort
Hmm.
of receiver that can do anything really, because it's not like they have much depth.
Yeah. Which looking at receivers, I mean, there's not too many
There's not
left.
too much.
I mean, you got Jose Cevis, um, Dayton Wade, Xavier Scott, Ryan Miller, Bryce Oliver. Like, there's not a lot of people there. I mean, Jake Bobo, that'd be kind of funny. But yeah, there's not many people there. Um, so you kind of miss the pooch on that, unless somehow they want to go for like a guy like Gabe Davis, but I don't really see that helping too much. So it's there's
I'm reading
Brandon Cooks.
reading a tweet that says how the Ravens backing out of the deal affects like from the Bucs perspective,
Hmm.
and I feel we should have sent this tweet out when we were talking about it because I feel like I hit all of these
Dude.
and bringing his price down with
Hmm.
them backing out. One thing I didn't think about: John Spytek came from Jason Light. Like
Yeah.
he was with the Bucs before he was general manager. He's got the relationship. It's now going to move Jason Light to the top of his list of willingness and able to trade because they know
Hmm.
each other and they trust each other.
It could be looking like a great situation for you guys to get Crosby.
Cros- Crosby's contract still looks like a bargain compared to Jalen Phillips and Owe.
And he would look good in that Tampa uniform.
Yep, and it says right here that it would pique the Glazers' interest because they've seen the fan reaction to Mike Evans leaving,
Hmm.
trading for for Max would kind of repair things,
Yeah.
and it would give Light the excuse of, hey, I went out swinging.
Mm-hmm.
I just I'm going to talk myself into this.
You're gonna somehow. I'm gonna see you next time at church, and you're like, dude, we're getting Maxx Crosby,
Yeah, it.
dude.
Like I think it's going to happen fast.
It's gonna happen within the next day or two because if the Raiders are gonna be desperate, if they really want to trade him, they're gonna be desperate to get him out because that's just an awkward situation to hold, and you're gonna want that first pick back because you had an idea for that. They definitely had something planned already. They're like, all right, cool, we're gonna get Mendoza, we're gonna get him because that's where you could have got the offensive weapon. You could have got a Lemon, you
I
could have got
forgot. I
someone
forgot.
there.
I
Yeah.
forgot they signed Quiddy Pay too.
Oh yeah, they got Quiddy Pay too. So like it's just they I feel like Crosby he just can't go back to the Raiders.
I don't I don't see how they possibly could make it work. Like I
No.
guess the cap works out, but I just don't.
The, does he want to play there anymore? That's the biggest thing. I think he was real happy
Yeah,
when he got traded.
I think he was too. I
Yeah.
and Clint being first year head coach, that's you can't start a relationship off of, hey, I shipped you out of town, but they backed
Welcome
out.
back.
So now
You ready to
now
play for me? I'm a
yeah.
first year head coach. I shipped you out. You ready to play for me? No, it's just he's gonna be like, hey guys, so when is this actual deal gonna get done? And I'm gonna be shipped out of here for real. Which it's just insane. I still can't believe that happened. Because there's always
Oh,
something that baffles you.
his agent just sent out a tweet.
Mm.
Max continues to be on track in his recovery, and if anything is ahead of schedule, according to a surgeon. Max remains on track to return during the offseason program and will undoubtedly return as a dominant game wrecker he has been the past 7 seasons.
So what is the problem with the Ravens then? Were they just that like they wanted no blemishes?
Maybe, maybe they just got cold feet and needed a scapegoat.
And they're like, you know what? Oh, man, man, that's really interesting. I'm so confused now.
I also just keep seeing photoshops of Mike Evans in 49ers jerseys.
I'm so sorry you have to see that. I
It hurt.
really am.
It doesn't seem real. I don't. I know that's how we started this podcast. But
Yeah, and not to burst your bubble even more, just wait till you see him play in that uniform.
hear me out. Because of all the pain that Mike Evans has cost me,
Hmm.
I think the Glaciers as a franchise, the Bucs owe
Yeah,
it to their fans
to get
that
Crosby.
we trade for Maxx Crosby and we sign Trey Hendrickson. Let's just
Let's just
let's
throw it out. Just throw
fix
it.
all the problems here. Bring both of them in, and let's see if it'll work.
And then just with the 15th pick, just go crazy and just
And
go
let's get Sonny Styles.
down.
There we go. We're
There you
right
go.
there.
Just go crazy. Go literally just say, we're going big. We're not going home. We're just gonna go straight big. Just go absolutely nuclear.
I'm okay with it. Give Todd Bowles no excuse.
Be like, listen, we have every single piece of the puzzle for you. We got all the defensive players. You don't even have to touch the offense, and that's working. Wow. Well, we got
All
you
I'm saying,
everything you need.
you would you could trade for Crosby.
Mhm.
You could sign Hendrickson to a 1 year deal. That way, if it doesn't work out,
He's gone.
exactly.
One
But
year
hey,
30.
we gave it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
1 year, give him 1 year 25 because there's no state coming in tax.
That's true. That's true. Be like, hey man, listen,
That accounts for something.
that is true. You definitely have to keep that into account. Yeah.
And his parents right down the road. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing a lot of rumors that he might be a mama's boy. Maybe he
Hey,
just wants to be back close
imagine the
home.
defensive line of Vita, Maxx Crosby, and Trey. I'm talking you into this now. You're gonna be dreaming about this tonight.
And then Kalijah Cansey.
Yeah,
We don't
you're
even
gonna
need
be
linebackers.
no. They just can't get past the line. You just gotta have you're just gonna put two more corners out there. Just have two corners on people. That's all you
And we
need.
just have Anzalone just roam in the middle.
Hmm. Exactly. And just there you go. Defense solved. No problems there.
Oh, I'm in. Sign me up.
Sign him up with.
Sign me up. Also, I think I'm gonna have to buy a Ravens Maxx Crosby jersey now.
That would be hilarious.
I I got to. I'm a big fan of obscure jerseys.
Yeah, there's a few random jerseys I want. I would love to have, for some reason I'd love to have a Herbert jersey. Luther Burden because he got me into my fantasy championship. There's one other player, just a random player. Oh, I mean, not random. I love Luke McCaffrey. I would love that jersey.
See,
And
I like to go for people that you didn't remember them playing for that team.
yeah,
So like I really want an Eagles Tebow jersey.
yeah, Eagles and Debo.
The the Maxx Crosby Ravens. I gotta do that. I
That's just
have to.
hilarious. That's just
Yeah,
funny. Which
I
it's
have
just
to do it.
and you know, I got his debut. That's what you talked about. It's just almost
Yeah,
a must, man. Next time you
I
come on the
need
show, you got that jersey in the background to remind you.
I need a Brett Favre Falcons jersey.
Yeah,
Like
that
yeah,
does real.
it's just yeah, exactly. It's just stuff that you forget about. Like
Mhm.
what?
That they were there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's wild. I also need to get a Jake Bobo jersey. That will be happening.
Jake Bobo will be happening.
Yes, Jake Bobo will be happening.
Any reason behind that, or you just like Jake Bobo?
I I won a lot of money off of Jake Bobo touchdown
Ah,
score in the championship game.
mm,
And then I may have octupled down on him during the Super Bowl to score a touchdown.
mm-hmm.
It might have been every single commercial break. I was like, Jake Bobo.
Jake Bobo. That's looking a little good right here.
JSM went out. I said, watch out, Jake Bobo.
He's right there.
I'm just saying, like that game could have been over a lot sooner
Mm-hmm.
if they would have got the ball to Jake Bobo.
Jake, Jake Bobo, the beast in the Super Bowl.
Well, hey, you didn't hear it from me, but Jake Bobo's the reason they let Kenneth Walker go. They said this guy's he's a Swiss Army knife.
This guy right here, Jake Bobo. Now here's a guy.
Now here's a
Now
guy.
here's a guy, Jake Bobo.
Jake Bobo can play every position on this field.
Almost like Patrick Mahomes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's Jake Bobo. That's
Yeah.
what can I say?
Hey
Yeah,
man,
we'll be getting a Ravens jersey.
what a guy. But final scoring update for Bam Adebayo. Still a minute and 8 left. He has 83 points on the night.
I don't think he's gonna hit 100.
I don't think he's going to hit 100. Maybe he can get close to 90, but I think that is going to do it for this episode of JB Sports. Turner, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it. And
Thanks for having me.
of course, God bless all you guys for watching this. I hope the rest of your week is great and you stay in good health, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.